Have you ever wondered about creatures that go bump in the night, the stuff of legends and dark tales? Well, today we are delving into the mysterious world of vampires. Not the ones from fiction, but the historical roots and the peculiar twists in modern times. So, grab a seat and let's explore the enigmatic journey of these creatures. Mythical creatures known as vampires, infamous for their malevolence, wander the nocturnal world in pursuit of individuals from whom they can extract blood. They stand out as perhaps the most iconic figures among classic monsters. Count Dracula, the bloodthirsty protagonist in Bram Stoker's renowned 1897 novel, Dracula, is commonly linked with the vampire archetype. However, the roots of vampire lore predate Stoker's birth. Vampires have lots of different features in the stories about them. But the most important one is that they drink human blood. They usually use their sharp fangs to take blood from someone, and this can make the person die and become a vampire too. Usually, vampires go looking for blood at night because the sunlight makes them weak. Some can change into a bat or a wolf. Vampires are really strong and can make people feel hypnotized and attracted to them. They can't see themselves in a mirror and they don't make shadows. People believe that Bram Stoker chose the name Count Dracula because of a person named Vlad Dracul, also called Vlad the Impaler. Vlad Dracul was born in Transylvania, Romania, and he was in charge of ruling Wallachia, Romania, off and on from 1456 and 1462. According to some history experts, he was a fair but very harsh leader who bravely fought against the Ottoman Empire. He got his nickname because he liked to kill his enemies by putting them on a sharp wooden stake. Legend says that Vlad Dracul liked to eat his meals while his victims were still alive, and he would dip his bread in their blood. We don't really know if these scary stories are true. A lot of folks think that these tales inspired Bram Stoker to make up Count Dracula. Count Dracula is also said to be from Transylvania, drinks blood, and can be killed by sticking a stake through his heart. However, Dracula expert Elizabeth Miller says that Stoker didn't use Vlad Dracul as the main idea for Count Dracula's life, even though the things they have in common are interesting. During the Middle Ages, beliefs in vampires were widespread, particularly during the devastating plague that swept through entire towns. The illness frequently resulted in bleeding mouth sores, which to those lacking knowledge, seemed like a definite indication of vampirism. People with unfamiliar physical or emotional conditions were often unfairly branded as vampires. Some scholars have suggested that porphyria, a blood disorder causing severe blisters on sunlight-exposed skin, might have been associated with the vampire legend. Some signs of porphyria might get better for a short time if someone drinks blood. Other sicknesses like rabies or goiter were also thought to contribute to the vampire myth. When someone believed to be a vampire passed away, their bodies were often dug up to check for signs of vampirism. Sometimes, people would put a stake through the heart of the corpse to be sure it stayed dead. There are stories of decapitation and burning the bodies of suspected vampires that continued even into the 19th century. Mercy Brown, a real person from Exeter, Rhode Island, is often talked about like she's as famous as Count Dracula, but she was a regular person. Her dad was a farmer named George Brown. A lot of people in the town believed that Mercy caused the deaths of her family members who had died from tuberculosis. This was a way for them to explain why so many people in one family got sick. Back then, if many family members died, some folks thought it was because of vampires. They would dig up the bodies and check for signs of vampirism. When they dug up Mercy's body and saw that it hadn't decayed much, which makes sense because she was in a vault above ground during a cold New England winter, the people in the town thought she was a vampire. They claimed that she was making her family sick from her frozen grave. So, they took out her heart, burned it, and gave the ashes to her sick brother. Sadly, He died not long after that. Even though modern science has debunked old vampire fears, there are people who identify as vampires today. These are regular seeming folks who, in what might be seen as a misguided attempt to maintain health, consume small amounts of blood. Groups of self identified vampires can be discovered on the internet and in various locations globally. To prevent reviving vampire superstitions, most contemporary vampires prefer to keep a low profile and usually carry out their feeding practices, such as drinking the blood of willing donors, in private. Some vampires don't drink human blood. Instead, they say they get energy from other people. Many say that if they don't get this energy regularly, they feel upset or sad. After the Dracula book came out, vampires became very popular. Since then, Count Dracula has been in lots of movies, books, and TV shows. People really like scary things, so vampires, whether real or in stories, will probably be around for a long time. So, as we close the chapter on our journey through the captivating world of vampires, one thing remains clear. Whether in folklore or the hidden corners of modern life, the allure of these mythical creatures endures. From the shadows of the Middle Ages to the internet age, the vampire saga continues. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious.